Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
A set of rules or principles or laws, especially written ones. Computer science. The symbolic arrangement of data or instructions in a computer program or the set of such instructions. Convert ordinary language into code. We should encode the message for security reasons. A coding system used for transmitting messages requiring brevity or secrecy. Attach a code to. A set of rules or principles or laws, especially written ones. The act of codifying. Arranging in a systematic order. Computer science. The symbolic arrangement of data or instructions in a computer program or the set of such instructions. A mathematical element that when added to another number yields the same number. A secret method of writing. Convert ordinary language into code. A message written in a secret code. A quantity of no importance. A person of no influence. Make a mathematical calculation or computation. A mathematical element that when added to another number yields the same number. A secret method of writing. Convert ordinary language into code. A message written in a secret code. A quantity of no importance. A person of no influence. Make a mathematical calculation or computation. Convert ordinary language into code. Convert ordinary language into code. Mark with one's signature. Register formally as a participant or member. Carve, cut, or etch into a material or surface. Convert ordinary language into code. Address. A work of literature, in a style less formal than a dedication. Draw within a figure so as to touch in as many places as possible. Write, engrave, or print as a lasting record. Convert ordinary language into code. Communication by means of written symbols, either printed or handwritten. Not having or not capable of producing colors. The movie was in black and white. A black and white photograph or slide. Communication by means of written symbols, either printed or handwritten. Communication by means of written symbols, either printed or handwritten. A system of signals used to represent letters or numbers in transmitting messages. Convert information into code. Encode pictures digitally. Celebrate by some ceremony or observation. The citizens mark the anniversary of the revolution with a march and a parade. Insert punctuation marks into. Establish as the highest level or best performance. Assign a grade or rank to, according to one's evaluation. Mark homework. Remove from a list. A symbol of disgrace or infamy. And the Lord set a mark upon Cain. A visible indication made on a surface. Some previous reader had covered the pages with dozens of marks. A person who is gullible and easy to take advantage of. A number or letter indicating quality, especially of a student's performance. She made good marks in algebra. A perceptible indication of something not immediately apparent, as a visible clue that something has happened. Something that exactly succeeds in achieving its goal. Hit the mark. An indication of damage. Formerly the basic unit of money in Germany. A distinguishing symbol. The owner's mark was on all the sheep. Apostle and companion of St. Peter, assumed to be the author of the second gospel. To accuse or condemn or openly or formally or brand as disgraceful. A marking that consists of lines that cross each other. Make small marks into the surface of. A reference point to shoot at. His arrow hit the mark. The shortest of the 4 Gospels in the New Testament. Put a check mark on or near or next to. Mark off the units. Be a distinctive feature, attribute, or trait, sometimes in a very positive sense. Attach a tag or label to. Notice or perceive. Mark my words. Mark with a scar. Make underscoring marks. A written or printed symbol, as for punctuation. His answer was just a punctuation mark. Designate as if by a mark. This sign marks the border. Make or leave a mark on. The scouts marked the trail. The impression created by doing something unusual or extraordinary that people notice and remember. It was in London that he made his mark. A label written or printed on paper, cardboard, or plastic that is attached to something to indicate its owner, nature, price, etc. Go after with the intent to catch. A small piece of cloth or paper. Attach a tag or label to. A game in which one child chases the others. The one who is caught becomes the next chaser. A label associated with something for the purpose of identification. Semantic tags were attached in order to identify different meanings of the word. Provide with a name or nickname. Sports. The act of touching a player in a game, which changes their status in the game. Supply, blank verse or prose, with rhymes. Touch a player while he is holding the ball. Trade name of a company that produces musical recordings. The artists and repertoire department of a recording label is responsible for finding new talent. Pronounce judgment on. They labeled him unfit to work here. Attach a tag or label to. Label these bottles. A brief description given for purposes of identification. The label modern is applied to many different kinds of architecture. An identifying or descriptive marker that is attached to an object. A radioactive isotope that is used in a compound in order to trace the mechanism of a chemical reaction. Assign a label to. Designate with a label. These students were labeled, learning disabled. Distinguish, an element or atom, by using a radioactive isotope or an isotope of unusual mass for tracing through chemical reactions. Distinguish, as a compound or molecule, by introducing a labeled atom. Set of standards established and enforced by local government for the structural safety of buildings. Set of standards established and enforced by government for fire prevention and safety in case of fire as in fire escapes etc. A code of laws adopted by a state or nation. A code of silence practiced by the mafia. a refusal to give evidence to the police about criminal activities. A set of rules specifying the correct manner of dress while on the premises of the institution, or specifying what manner of dress is prohibited. Set of standards established and enforced by government for health requirements as in plumbing, etc. The code of rules governing the use of public roads. Set of standards established and enforced by government for health requirements as in plumbing, etc. Traditional code of the Japanese samurai which stressed courage and loyalty and self-discipline and simple living. A formal recommendation by a former employer to a potential future employer describing the person's qualifications and dependability. Requests for character references are all too often answered evasively. A publication, or a passage from a publication, that is referred to. He carried an armful of references back to his desk. The act of referring or consulting. Reference to an encyclopedia produced the answer. A short note recognizing a source of information or of a quoted passage. The most direct or specific meaning of a word or expression. The class of objects that an expression refers to. A remark that calls attention to something or someone. The speaker made several references to his wife. Computer science. The code that identifies where a piece of information is stored. A book to which you can refer for authoritative facts. He contributed articles to the basic reference work on that topic. Refer to. He referenced his colleague's work. An indicator that orients you generally. It is used as a reference for comparing the heating and the electrical energy involved. The relation between a word or phrase and the object or idea it refers to. He argued that reference is a consequence of conditioned reflexes. Computer science. Written programs or procedures or rules and associated documentation pertaining to the operation of a computer system and that are stored in read-write memory. The market for software is expected to expand. Merchandise consisting of a computer program that is offered for sale. Computer science. Written programs or procedures or rules and associated documentation pertaining to the operation of a computer system and that are stored in read-write memory. Computer science. Written programs or procedures or rules and associated documentation pertaining to the operation of a computer system and that are stored in read-write memory. Computer science. Written programs or procedures or rules and associated documentation pertaining to the operation of a computer system and that are stored in read-write memory.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.